So if a man says come more knack, you go reason am, you go think say man, you sure say I wan knack the guy. If you don't agree say you go knack the guy, you go tell the guy say see, I don't agree say I go knack you. You no make me knack you. Now me talk say I go do am. Hello everyone, my name is Lolo Cynthia. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with male advancement, specifically how to deal with men who demand sexual favors in exchange for something. I just want to put it out there that this is not a one solution fit all. However, if you want to listen to another video of mine where I spoke about dealing with male advancement in a scenario that involves catcalling or street harassment, I'm going to put the link below. In today's video, I am focused on a situation where the consent of the adult woman is required for any transaction to happen. So let us get into it. Let's say you're stranded. I'm going to just use that as an example. You're stranded, your rent hasn't been paid, or you're looking for a bit of money to, to complete your rent money, and you go out and you meet someone that maybe it's a friend, a guy, and you say, I'm really stranded, I need money to pay for my accommodation, we give all your story, if not, I'm going to be thrown outside. And the person says, oh, sure, I can give you the money that you want, but I want to have sex with you before I give you the money. What do you do in this situation? Well, you first of all have to apply wisdom. I think that every situation is different and peculiar in its own way. But the first thing you need to learn how to do as a woman is learn how to say no. When you say something like, stop, Joe, I don't like me when you talk like that. No, now, how can I do that? You are not being assertive, because that can be misinterpreted as something else. The man might think that you're inviting him to try harder. So the first thing you need to learn as a woman when dealing with men in regards to sexual favors is learn how to say no. When you want to say no, your body and your tone should align with what you're saying. The person should understand that you're being serious. And I know that it's very easy for us to say things like, no, now, stop, Joe, because we feel it's a nicer way to cushion the fall of a rejection. However, you are playing yourself, because what you're doing is you're setting a template where the person is unable to discern if you're being serious or you're just saying it because you want him to try harder. So instead of saying things like, stop now, you can say, stop it, or please stop. I do not like it when you do this. You're still being assertive, but you're not as aggressive as you think you would be if you just said, stop it, get out. Also, I know that many people, when you tell them to say no instantly, they feel bad because they're like, what if the person doesn't like me? I don't want to offend the person. We are scared of not being liked at that moment. And I say, there's nothing wrong in not being liked, especially when you're choosing yourself. 2, renegotiate. So you've gone to meet the man and the man is like, I'll give you the money for the rent, but we have to have sex. And you're thinking, I don't want to have sex with this man to get the money for my rent or whatever it is that you desire at that moment, and the person is demanding sex in exchange. This is where you renegotiate. Do not believe that because someone demanded sex, that is the final bargain. Absolutely not. There are other things that you can negotiate with. There are other things that you have that you can offer at that moment. Because someone demanded something that you are not willing to offer does not mean you have to go empty-handed. You can desire that thing and come up with another idea. So if you are going to a company and you believe that you want them to market in your own company, and the person says, no, I'll give you the job, but you have to sleep with me, I'll give you the pass to get maybe 10% of the commission or whatever it is you're doing in that job, and you're not ready to do that, you can say, okay, I'm not going to have sex with you, but I can offer you 20% off what I get this. Imagine what we would offer, what we would gain as we continue to work together. So now you're putting something else on the table and making the man think and say, okay, if I have sex, that's a one-time thing, but these 20% could actually help me do other things. And if the person still does not agree to the renegotiation, number 3 comes along, walk away. If you know deep in your heart that you're not willing to offer sex to get whatever it is you want from that person at that moment, or whatever it is the person is offering you at that moment, walk away. Decline and walk away. And I know that it might be a very difficult situation to walk away from, like using the example of rent. What is the other side of it? It means that you might actually be kicked out. It means that you might sleep outside. Your safety is not secured. Walking away from that might mean that you have to face the other consequences of your actions. So you need to think about it as an adult and say, do I want to walk away from this? And if you've made up your mind to walk away, decline again assertively and walk away, because there is nothing wrong in walking away from that negotiation. Number 4, if you believe that that thing you really desire from the person is something you cannot afford to walk away from, then you need to make the hard decision. And this is the point that I've been waiting for. You need to make the hard decision and take responsibility for your actions. This might be the hardest decision that you might have to make in regards to dealing with male advancement, because it demands that you say, okay, I chose to have sex with you because I wanted this and this and this. And when you live in a society where women have been conditioned or have been told that sex is something that is meant to be like an emotional connection, so the mere mention or the mere act of engaging in anything sexual without it being for love deems you as a prostitute or as a whore or as a slut, or whatever terminology that they use to diminish women's autonomy and agency when it comes to their sexual life. That is what you believe. So you are either a victim of this circumstance where the person says, I want you to have sex with me, and you feel you don't have a choice and you did it because they made you do it, so you're a victim of that circumstance, or you're a prostitute. There is no in between there. So many women would rather give away that power that they have, would rather say, he made me do this, than say, I chose to do this, because it's easier for them to give away their sense of agency and autonomy to hold on to a certain amount of dignity that they believe they have if they refuse to accept or acknowledge that they were willing parties in that action or in that transaction. So when you decide to engage in sexual activity in exchange for something, you need to take accountability for it. And what this does is that it gives you power. It gives you power to dictate how your life is going to go. It gives you power to dictate how you feel in that situation, because you don't leave there feeling like you've been robbed. You leave there feeling like, I went in there for a transaction and I got what I wanted, and now I am leaving, we are parting ways. So if a man says, come on, knack, you go reason out, you go think, say, man, you should say I want knack the guy. If you don't agree, say you go knack the guy, you go tell the guy, say, see, I don't agree, say I go knack you. You no make me knack you. Now me talk say I go do it. You didn't make me do it. I chose to do it. There is a power in knowing that you chose to do something that you engaged in. So do not give that power away, and stop believing that one moment defines who you are or who you're going to be. Whether you accept the offer, whether you decline the offer, it doesn't define you. That moment doesn't define you. You define who you are. You define what defines you as a human being, as a woman. I feel like when we talk about issues regarding men demanding sex from women in exchange or something, we tend to demonize that conversation, because we think that sex is something that belittles a woman, that dehumanizes a woman. So the mere act of a man demanding sex from a woman is something that she should be ashamed of, because there are two things involved. It's either the man that demands for sex in exchange for something is automatically demonized and called an evil person. How can you do that? What kind of evil man are you? 2, the woman is blamed, because they believe that the woman is the one that made the man call her. So there's a certain level of shame there, where the woman believes, if this man is asking me for sex, is it the way I presented myself? Am I the cause of it? So when we have those beliefs concerning sex, it's very difficult for us to actually have honest conversation regarding sex. Sex is not something that dehumanizes you. It's very difficult for women to see exactly what this is. It is a power tussle. It's nothing else. The man demanding sex is exercising his power to demand what he thinks he wants from you, while you, because you are on the receiving end, think that you have no choice than to give in, which is not true. You have a choice. You have a power. You have the power to either choose that and say, I'm going to give you this, or renegotiate for something, or just walk away. But I want to hear from you as well. I'm tired of women not reclaiming their life. I'm tired of women not being able to have the power to decide how their life goes, to have the power to say, I have sex with someone for this and this and this, and I knew that I did it. I might not like it. It might not be an empowering thing. It might not be a disempowering thing. It is just simply what it is, and that is what I did to get what I want. My name is Lolo Cynthia again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.